Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to force myself to talk about Halloween the Curse of Michael Myers. In my opinion, this is the bottom of the shit heap of bad Halloween movies. I would rather watch Halloween 3 on an endless loop than to ever say I like this wretched piece of filth. Now, I'm going to talk about the theatrical cuts and the producer's cuts of this movie. But let me mind you, both versions, either way, still suck. This movie's still the same, and it's still bad. Let's waste no time, let's get into it. Let's talk about the actors. We have Paul Rudd in this very first movie. I love Paul Rudd. I'm a Paul Rudd fan. I think Paul Rudd's hilarious. I love him as Ant-Man. I love you, man. I thought he was hysterical. And I love him in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. But in this movie, good holy God, is he fucking garbage. He's so monotone and so stoic in this movie. Every time he opens his mouth, you just want to fall asleep because he has no emotion whatsoever. The man sounds like he woke up from a 10-year cat nap and he's completely bored out of his mind once he found out what movie he was in. Garbage. And the fact that he's playing Tommy Doyle as a cheap-ass connection to the first movie, even more garbage. Garbage. Paul Rudd in this movie is garbage. He is ashamed to have been in this movie, and I'm ashamed for him also that he had to be in this crappy-ass movie. Marion Hagen, who played Kara Strode, useless. She is inconsequential to this movie. She garners cheap audience sympathy because she has an abusive family, and she has a son. I don't care either way, because Kara is uninteresting. She does nothing throughout this whole movie. Nothing worth noting throughout this whole movie. The only thing she does is help Tommy take care of a baby, which I'll get to in a momentarily. Other than that, she gets kidnapped at the end, and that's it. She is a mere damsel in distress. And we kill off Jamie Lloyd, and we're stuck with this woman. Now we can get to Jamie freaking Lloyd, who was replaced by J.C. Brandy. No offense to J.C. Brandy. She is no Danielle Harris. And good holy God, Daniel Farrens, you are a hack of a writer, my friend. In the theatrical cut, Jamie is killed in 10 minutes. In the producer's cut, she's stabbed by Michael, is in a coma, and then gets shot in the head. Jamie meant nothing to this movie. It's a no wonder why Danielle Harris refused to be in this piece of crap, because they treated her character like crap. Jamie Lloyd, who was a compelling and interesting character in Halloween 4, she was the only redeeming quality of Halloween 5. We recast her, and we write her character to be inconsequential to this movie. The only thing in this movie that Jamie does is get raped by Michael and have a baby. This movie turned Michael Myers, the embodiment of pure evil, into an incestuous, pedophilic rapist. Don't give me that he's under control by a cult crap. It don't change the fact that he still raped his underage niece, you sick people. Halloween the Curse of Michael Myers is considered to be a fan favorite amongst those of the series. I question them. How is this piece of garbage good? It's stupid and it's bad. They say Michael Myers has never been scary in this movie. Are you on drugs? Are you on drugs? He is not scary at all in this movie. His balls are cut off in this movie. He's a pedophilic rapist in this movie. His kills are stock and generic in this movie. There's only 2 scenes in this movie that are actually decent. There's a scene where Kara's mother is in the backyard trying to run away and she's in sheets, and I like that whole scene. And then she gets killed by an axe shot. And the scene where Michael in the theatrical cut kills the abusive father by having his head explode, by electrocuting him. That was good. Those are the only 2 decently directed scenes in this whole movie. Other than that, Joe Chappelle can't direct himself out of a paper bag. He is garbage. He can't create atmosphere to save his life. He can't direct scenes to save his life. He is phoning it in, and you can clearly tell he's phoning it in. And when you actually go back and do research on this movie, he only took this job to get a 3-picture deal. He only wanted the money, baby. He didn't want to make a good movie, and he did not care about the Halloween franchise. And Daniel Farrance claims to be a fan of the Halloween movies, and yet he wrote this piece of crap. Daniel Farrance, my friend, I question your Halloween fandom, because I don't believe for 1 second you are a Halloween fan. Is there any Halloween fan in their right mind would not write a movie like this? Turning Michael into a goddamn rapist, cutting off his balls, and fucking having him be controlled by some stupid cult, and trying to, like, make Halloween 5 work, and you just convolute it even more, because now you're wondering, why, of all people, did you choose Michael for this? What was so special about Michael? And not only that, how the hell did Dr. Loomis not know that his friend, and I use that very loosely because until this movie, we never even were hinted that he had any friends. Aside from maybe Jamie and Laurie, and then all the people he helped throughout the course of the series. And yet this movie wants to make me believe that he and Dr. Wynn are friends. The only scene they share was in part 1, where they were arguing with each other when Michael escaped. Other than that, there's nothing. There's no chemistry there. There's no friendship there. I respect Donald Pleasance and Mitchell Ryan for trying to make something work. They're two decent enough actors. You know, as much as I think Mitchell Ryan's character of Wynn sucked in this movie, at least he was trying to give him some. At least he was doing an okay job in the acting department, and Donald Pleasance in his final role, you know, managed to redeem himself as Loomis, because in part 5 his Loomis was terrible. At least in this he was back to being good old Dr. Loomis again, having some pretty decent speeches. There's this one good scene where he's talking to the mother in the Strode house, telling him the history of the house, because the Strodes live in the Myers house and they don't know about it until Loomis tells them. I like all that stuff with Donald Pleasance. Donald Pleasance is the only redeeming quality, actor-wise, in this whole movie. Because everyone else, acting-wise, sucks. You get this Howard Stern ripoff who's completely fucking stupid. You get this convoluted Men in Black crap, which is stupid. You get this thrown-together Cult of Thorn, and if anyone knows any history about the Thorn symbol itself, it's not a symbol of pure evil. It's a symbol of discipline and good fortune. But this moron from Halloween 5 put the symbol on Michael, and now the moron who wrote this movie had to try and make it work to his asinine plot, which makes no sense. It demystifies Michael. There's nothing intriguing about Michael. Nothing. Because essentially, he's just a poor soul who's being forced to do things by a cult. Garbage. Gar-fucking-bidge. And yet this is considered a fan favorite? Get the fuck out of here. I mean, I respect opinions and all that, but you're pushing it, thinking this is even remotely good, or even quality. This is the exact opposite. This is just nonsensical rubbish. I'd rather watch Halloween 3 over and over again than to watch this crap, because at least Halloween 3 had fucking heart put into it. Tommy Lee Wallace was trying to make a good movie. Actors like Dan O'Herlihy and Tom Atkins were trying to be good. This movie, you can tell everyone's on fucking autopilot. They don't want to be in this thing. And both endings to both versions suck. In the theatrical cut, Tommy Jarvis beats... Not Tommy Jarvis. I wish it was Tommy fucking Jarvis. Tommy Doyle beats the crap out of Michael with a lead pipe. Really? This man survives getting blasted by gunshots, survives an explosion, survives an inferno, but beaten to death by a lead pipe does him in? Are you high? And in the producer's cut, Tommy puts rocks on the floor and puts blood on the floor, then says Sam Hain, and then Michael just stands there like a retarded statue. Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers is an epic fail. It's a 1 out of 10, and even giving it a 1 out of 10 is giving it too much credit. And I give it a 1 out of 10 out of respect for Donald Pleasance, because at least he was decent in his final portrayal as Dr. Loomis. Everyone else around him, garbage. The production team of this movie, special effects, I'll give this. The special effects were decent enough. The directing and the writing was trash, and the acting was even worse. skip this movie because you're not missing much. I'm AJ Legend. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.